The countdown is on for a big night in presidential politics. On Thursday, for the first time in U.S. history, a sitting president will debate a former president, and the stakes could not be higher. This could be a defining moment for President Joe Biden or former President Donald Trump. However, right now, neither candidate has any kind of substantial lead. The Real Clear Politics poll's national average has the former president ahead by 1 point, but that could all change after 90 minutes on an Atlanta stage. All right, here to discuss is Dr. Todd Belt, professor and political management program director at George Washington University. Dr. Belt, great to be with you. Before we kind of really get into the meat of the debate, can you explain the new rules this time around and how it may impact the debate on Thursday night?
Right. Thanks for having me on again. It's great to be with you. We have some new rules this time. The Trump campaign said last year, actually it was the Republican the RNC said last year they didn't want to use the commission for presidential debates. And Biden seized on that earlier this year, and they went with a couple of media outlets to try to put together their own debates with their own rules. And these new rules are going to be pretty impactful. The first of which is cutting the mics while the other person is talking. No more of this trying to bully the other person or talk over them. So that's not going to be happening. And the second thing is no studio audience. So that's going to be really interesting. We're probably going to see a little bit more policy discussion since there won't be as much opportunity to gin up the crowd to try to get a response.
Yeah, what about the top agenda items? What do you think that's going to be during the debate? And how much time do you think may be spent on, say, abortion and possibly IVF?
Right. The topics of debate in any presidential election are going to be the economy. That's always number one. Whether or not you're better off under the current incumbent, which is Biden. But it's a little bit different now because we have Donald Trump, who is also an incumbent. So it'd be a little difficult for him to make that case. And then we have these subsidiary issues, these ones that the candidates think might be able to generate more enthusiasm for them and maybe push the undecideds one way or another. I absolutely think the Biden campaign is going to be hammering on abortion. They've already just released another set of ads just yesterday on this issue. And it looks like the Republicans might have gone too far with the issue of IVF because that's really unpopular, banning it is with the public. So we'll probably see a lot of that. And of course, the Republicans think that the Biden campaign and the Biden administration are really vulnerable on the issue of immigration and crime.
What about the wars in Ukraine and in Gaza? How much time do you think will be spent on that?
Right. Well, it will depend on the moderators. It used to be when we had the Commission on Presidential Debates, we had one debate that was exclusively on foreign policy. But that's not the case since we're only getting two debates, and it will be at the moderator's prerogative. I anticipate we will get some questions on this because the president is commander in chief. And of course, there's an opportunity there for Trump because the war in Gaza has really divided the Democrats. And some Republicans are actually shifting away from Ukraine. So you might have Biden see some opportunity there to use that as a wedge issue.
Dr. Belt, what about personal issues? We did see that come into play in 2020, a lot going on with former President Trump and President Biden as well. Do you think they'll try to take a chance at that and maybe kind of make some jabs at each other?
Yeah, well, I think the real big personal issues are the age issue. That's the real thing that the Biden campaign is really concerned about. Donald Trump won't have the opportunity to be the bully who tries to throw you off your game like he has been in 2020 and 2016. But Joe Biden has to really walk a fine line here. He has to show that he has the energy to do the job as the chief executive, but that he's also still the president and is presidential. And so he has to balance that a bit. Donald Trump is going to be Donald Trump, and we know his personality. So we're not going to see anybody introducing themselves to the world and to the United States electorate this time around because we know these two people. But we will be seeing them try to highlight what they think are vulnerabilities in the personalities of each of the candidates.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Professor, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it, Dr. Belt.
Great to be with you. Thank you.